Larry Anglisano for Kitplanes magazine. You know, it doesn't matter the amount of avionics or the level of redundancy you build into the panel of your kit. Maybe the most important piece of gear you can bring along is a portable comm transceiver. Now here's hoping you never have to use a portable comm radio to talk yourself down from a real-world emergency. But you know, there are other uses for a portable comm. Maybe you use it for pre-flight planning, or maybe it is your primary radio in a lightly equipped airplane. Now Sporty brings a new radio to the market with the PJ2. Now the PJ2's got some smart features. It has a USB power input, so you don't have to worry about the batteries going dead. And it also has direct plug-in for your headset, so you don't have to use one of those Y adapters that always seems to get lost at the bottom of the flight bag. Now I've been using this PJ2 for a couple of months. Turns out it's a good performer and it's priced right. Let's go to the bench and take a closer look. Power for the PJ2 is provided by 6 AA alkaline batteries, and there's no rechargeable ones. The radio ships with a USB-C cable that can be plugged into a standard 2.4 watt USB charger. That'll actually power the radio. Now a lower wattage charger won't provide enough power to transmit with. Now if you're like me and carry one of Sporty's flight gear backup battery packs, it's convenient for plugging into the radio for auxiliary power. While aircraft electronics have gotten smaller, the portable transceiver really hasn't, and the last thing you want is to struggle with small user controls during a ham-fisted emergency. And for that, the PJ2 seems just the right size. It's 6 inches high and about 2.5 inches wide. It's just slightly larger than the Comm A25N. The rotary on-off switch that does double duty as a volume control, and also the rotary squelch knob, seem perfectly sized, and so do the function keys, which have a positive feel. The adjustable backlit display on the PJ2 is acceptable, but we've seen better and think the Comm A25, as one example, has the edge. On the other hand, we like the user-controlled variable backlighting, and there's a wide range of settings for contrast and brightness. The PJ2 has frequency storage for 20 frequencies and has a convenient last frequency flip-flop feature. That's handy when the radio is being used as a primary comm and maybe you want to listen to the AWAS before flipping back to the Unicom frequency. The radio also has discrete channels for NOAA's weather radio. But what we really like about the PJ2 is that you can punch in all 6 digits of a frequency and the radio will automatically tune it. There's no need to push enter after you finger the frequencies in. And if you want to scroll through the other stored frequencies, there's a dedicated recall button which lists the frequencies that you can scan through to select. Now as for performance, the age-old caveat that applies to portable transceivers still applies to the PJ2. If there's any chance of talking as far as you can with a panel-mounted radio, you got to connect the radio to an external antenna. Now let's look at a couple of real-world scenarios. If you need to talk yourself down on an instrument approach from a higher altitude, you're working several different frequencies, chances are the 1.5 watts worth of power that's being radiated by this rubber antenna probably isn't going to cut it. But if you're VFR and need to check in with a control tower or maybe announce your position on a Unicom frequency, the rubber antenna will probably work if you're at the right altitude and there aren't a lot of obstructions around you. Now if you're going to use the radio for copying a clearance on the ground or listening to the weather before you climb into the airplane, the radio with the portable antenna works just fine. Receiver's so good I even use it in my kitchen to listen to the airport ATIS, which is about 8 miles away. Now the PJ2 is sold exclusively through Sporty's. It sells for $199 and Sporty's has it in stock. You could read a full report on the PJ2 in an upcoming issue of Kitplanes magazine and also over its sister publication, Aviation Consumer. And if you like this content, thumbs up down below. Thanks for watching.